Hi everyone, today we're going to try to fix a broken dryer. Every time we run a cycle on this dryer, the clothes are always damp and they never dry completely, even if we run it 2 or 3 times. Something's definitely broken and I don't want to spend a lot of money, so I'm going to try to fix it myself. The first thing I'm going to check is that the air is circulating correctly, so I'm going to clean out this lint trap. When this is plugged, the air doesn't circulate, your clothes don't dry, and it becomes a fire hazard. To get deep down in there, I'm going to use one of these needle hoses. It looks like this lint trap hasn't been cleaned in years, and there's so much dirt built up that you can't even see through it. But a good scrubbing will fix that pretty quick. After scrubbing it, I made sure to dry it off so it doesn't rust, and now air will flow so much better. If your lint trap is broken, there's generally a part number on it, and you can usually order a replacement one from the manufacturer or from Amazon. This replacement was about $12. So now I'm going to test if cleaning out the trap fixed the problem, and it sure didn't fix it because these clothes are still damp. So next step is to run a cycle on the dryer and check that the outside vents are working correctly. If I put my hand under the vent, I can feel the air is blowing out. It's actually fairly cool and really damp, and there's a lot of lint on the ground outside. So at this point I'm thinking the vents might be plugged up, so I'm going to try cleaning them out. So I turn off the dryer and pull it away from the wall. Then I'm going to unplug it so I don't get shocked. So now I'm going to check the ventilation hose to make sure nothing's in there like lint or clothes or dryer gnomes. And I'm also checking that everything's connected correctly. For example, this vent wasn't sealed right, so I'm going to use duct tape to seal it, and this will help prevent lint dust from blowing around the room. I'm disconnecting the dryer hose from the dryer so I can check that nothing's inside of it. I didn't see anything in the hose, and there was no blockage that I could see inside the exhaust. I want to be certain that nothing's in there, so I'm going to use an air gun to clean out the vent. Nothing really blew out of the vent, so this tells me they're probably clean. So I'm going to hook up the hoses and turn on the dryer to see if it's working. As a side note, I don't like these foil hoses because they always tear, and I recommend using heavier metal ones, and I'll have them and all the tools I use linked below this video. As I push back the dryer, I'm going to be very careful not to kink the hose so it can flow correctly. So I ran another cycle and let it go for a while, and it feels like the dryer's not getting warm and the clothes still are very damp. So it's very important that I turn off the dryer and unplug it, then I can move on to step 3, which is opening up the dryer unit. Now on this model, I get inside by clipping these 2 tabs, but I'd like to note that many other dryer units you can't open up in the front, instead they have to be opened up from the back. Generally all you have to do is remove the screws around the silver plate. You may also have to remove tabs like these. That should allow you to completely remove the back panel and have access to the heating unit. If you have questions, open up your dryer door and you can find the make and model and watch videos on how to do it. On this Whirlpool model, I open it from the front by clipping these 2 tabs, then I pull down and have access inside, which I'm going to clean now. I'm now going to pull off the lint trap cage with the 1/4 bit. I'm removing the cage to make sure that it's not plugged up and air is flowing correctly out through the exhaust vent. And now I'm going to give everything a good cleaning. The lint trap cage is clean, the air is flowing, so something's probably wrong with the heating unit or a sensor, so let's check it out. This is optional, but if you want to go the extra mile, you can get a multimeter and set it to continuity mode and check that you're getting a circuit. So now we're going to delve deep inside this dryer and be careful not to wake the nameless fear. Inside is the heating element terminal, the high limit thermostat, and the thermal cutoff fuse. This pulls power to heat, this cycles the heating unit, and this fuse trips if the temperature gets too hot. If you want to, you can test the continuity with the multimeter on each of these terminals, but in my experience, 90% of the time, you just need to replace the heating unit. To replace it, disconnect the 2 wires, then check the wires on the other terminals are secure and not loose or disconnected. Those wires are good, so we need to remove the housing for the heating unit. Generally, these are held down by 1/4 inch screws. I also found there's 1 screw on the side holding the heating unit in place, then I was able to slide it out. The way these heating units work is power runs down the coils and gets extremely hot. Fans circulate hot air over the coils which dry your clothes. It looks like this unit has become hot and very brittle, and we found a problem because the coils got too hot and snapped in half, and there's no longer a complete circuit to give power to the heating unit. So I looked in the bottom corner and got the serial number, then ordered a replacement part. This new model is intact and not brittle or broken like the other one, so we're going to put it back in place the same way we took it out. Before closing it up, I'm going to double check that all the wires are intact. Then I'll reconnect the surge protector. Then I'll slide on the front cover and plug in the dryer. Then I'll give it a test run to see if Old Bessie's working. And we're happy to report that everything is working great. The clothes are no longer damp, and the dryer stays warm, and everything's cleaned up. So if this video helped you, please go out and help someone else. Thanks for watching.